Bill Henshaw here again, your friendly local constitutional counselor on yet another election day, November the 4th, 2025. And I want to fill you in on some stunning developments that's going to help you win every case. And not only that, set the stage to get big settlements as well, because what you're going to learn is all these official actors and their executive administrative tribunals are committing acts of treason every time they see you in their quote unquote courtroom. And you start doing that, that's what's going to change the system better for everyone, for you, your children, and your posterity. So that said, when you first show up and you get my document packets, now here's how we beat them, because the only right they think we have is the right to counsel. They're going to learn exactly what that right means if you owe your birthright citizenship to Section 1 of the non-existent 14th War Amendment. It's irrelevant. When we show up, lawful deserved just and Gwyneth-free white state citizens, and by the way, this would apply to others for different reasons, not only us. We have creator-endowed inalienable rights secured by all 6 articles of the Constitution and the 9th Amendment as well. None of this bullshit civil rights, equal protection, ain't out of here. Wasn't designed to work. It never had, except on rare cases when they had to make it look good. And even then, the family of George Floyd could tell you it wasn't much of a help for him. But the big deal is, all they recognize in their courts are what I call state bar association attorneys, because they're legal experts, they went to law school, they have a degree and all this and that. And pro se litigants with their specious, frivolous, sovereign citizen arguments, otherwise known as the original intent of those racist framers. And if you tried to get in there like that, you've had a lot of summary denials if you even get anything in writing from the black folk bastard, because they've never entered judicial court. Yet we have the right to do that from day one. Here's the missing link. Now you get in there, and no matter what it is, and this applies, by the way, to evictions, mortgages, foreclosures, child support, you name it. And you demand at least a 30-day, if not 60-day period to consult counsel, the only right they think we have. So you get that, and you want to do this, hopefully, if time permits, with 2 or 3 different attorneys, and you take my documents in there with you, and you put them in front of him, and he's a big legal fucking expert here, been to law school, knows everything. You demand he tell you on the spot if you are wrong and why you are wrong. He can't do it. I'm not wrong. I don't make mistakes, and I'm a hell of a lot better than artificial intelligence. What that means is he has the sworn duty to take those documents, get them filed, which he can do, and get a hearing on the record. Once that happens, the case is going to get dismissed, because even if the blackboard bastard comes in there in a judicial court, and that's not where he is, he can't decide the issues there. There's a hell of an argument there for separation of powers. What is a judicial officer doing in an executive tribunal? Oh, by the way, for more information, send me an email, youwinnincourt@gmail.com, and we'll follow up here, and you'll get the full brunt of this, and it's all going to make sense. Not a lot of legalese, by the way. I don't use a lot, and we don't need a lot. It's plain English. But when we show up in their courtrooms, you're going to learn that the Supreme Court of the United States has ruled that we have all of our rights intact. And yet, when they see us, they somehow confuse us with being Chase Bank, Microsoft, or you name it. I mean, corporate entities. And the reason for that, as you're going to learn, is the non-existent 14th War Amendment, the very carefully concealed intent of which was to create corporate citizenship. And those entities have no right the de facto national socialist government is bound to respect. How in the world do they confuse you and I with being a corporate entity when we show up? I'd love to get a factual foundation and legal basis for that one. But if they can't do it, and what this means, by the way, is they can't prove you're a quote unquote person within the meaning of the statute. And oh, by the way, send me an email, youwinnincourt@gmail.com. They can't prove, for example, that you drive a vehicle of the type required to be registered. And all of that, by the way, and almost everything today, the real jurisdiction is interstate commerce. And you will learn that the U.S. Supreme Court has ruled, and these current justices know it. And I think Trump does, and Bondi does, that the Commerce Clause powers of Congress are closely associated with the admiralty jurisdiction, known to those racist framers as a jurisdiction foreign to our Constitution and unacknowledged by our laws. Send me an email, youwinnincourt@gmail.com, for more information. And no state court can exercise this jurisdiction. So where the hell are we and why? And those are the secrets they can't afford to have come on the record, especially with the U.S. Supreme Court. And when this court gets younger justices, and I had hoped they would have had them by now, Trump is rolling the dice here, but they get 3 younger Trump appointees, and I suggested to them, to Trump and the current justices, what you should do is let the younger ones come on and apologize to the American people for the Supreme Court being complicit in all this bullshit for the last 100 years. By the way, send me an email, youwinnincourt@gmail.com, and the new ones can tell the American people we're going to start to do the job that we're here to do. We have a sworn duty to hear and decide their case. We're going to learn all about that too. Send me an email, youwinnincourt@gmail.com. And once that starts to happen, we get back to the federated Republican form of government ordained and established by those racist framers to secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity. And that's worth a hell of a lot more than the investment I'm asking, by the way. And another clue about that, when we do get settlements, I'm going to get 20% of that. That's be a little bit down the road. But I think next year, a lot of these settlements are going to start to roll in here. And what that does is it allows you to educate your children and your posterity so they don't get into any of this nonsense like what we've been put through. That's priceless. And not only that, when they get on the called up for jury duty, they're going to know they have the right to rule on the facts and the law in a common law judicial court. That's even better. The judge doesn't tell them what to do. It's the exact reverse, as it always is in this just system. Ink, black is white. Send me an email, youwinnincourt@gmail.com, to learn more about this. It's absolutely stunning. And there's more to it too, because all those of you out there that have suffered past injustices like this, there's no statute of limitations on any of these issues because you had no way to know. I mean, think about this. Did you ever hear any of what I'm talking about? When you were in the mandatory public education system? I didn't either all those decades ago, right outside of Washington, D.C., but I've learned it, and I'm here to tell you, to educate you, and to help make things right for all of us. And that's the big deal. So there is some work to do, no question, but it's really comparatively easy. And you want to just show up in the office of the attorney and you won't know what's coming. You're consulting counsel. You don't think it's the usual BS and they tell you just to plead guilty and get it over with. When he sees my documents, and when I say no states, I've got an unopposed 83-page brief on that subject. Send me an email, youwinnincourt@gmail.com. And he's a big legal expert, right? He should be able to tell you right away if I'm wrong and why I'm wrong. And he can't do it because I'm not wrong. They are. And that's how we're going to beat the bastards. With that said, send me an email, youwinnincourt@gmail.com. Subscribe, like the videos, tell your friends. The sooner we get the word out here, the quicker we get these bastards off our backs. Thank you.